Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Arizona Cardinals and the Denver Broncos. With that, we're off to the Rocky Mountains. Standing by in Denver, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Arizona Cardinals. With you from the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. CDR matchup here. A couple of teams last year that were really pretty similar. Both under 500, both missed the playoffs, and they both think that they can turn things around in 2019.
Yeah, how about 2018, though? A case of the haves and the have-nots. In 16-game seasons in the NFL, for the first time last year, no one finished 8-8. Now, you know that in baseball, basketball, other sports, turnarounds can take 3, 4, 5 years. In football, could just be a few months.
The Broncos will kick. Here's Brandon McManus to start us, and we are off from Denver. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The number 1 overall pick, Kyler Murray, bringing out this offense for the Cardinals, and so many people are excited to see him. They're always excited to see the number 1 pick. Will it translate in year 1?
I think in a lot of ways it will, because we focus on individual aspects of his game, how fast he is, how quick he is. Does he have a big enough arm, which he does. But Larry Fitzgerald, their all-pro wide receiver, he keeps raving about the maturity and poise he's seen from this young man already. That's quite an endorsement.
Throwing on first down is Murray. And incomplete to open things up. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. And here are the offensive starters for Arizona.
We're all looking forward to watching David Johnson bounce back from a rough season in 2018 because we know he has 2,000-yard potential, 1,000 on the ground, 1,000 in the air. And with a new offensive-minded coach in Arizona, look for his numbers to truly increase in 2019.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
Well, showcase cornerback Kareem Jackson has brought his talents from Houston to Denver, and the Broncos are really excited about using him all over their secondary. Primarily a corner for most of his career, the last couple of seasons he swung back to safety as well and has done a nice job in both spots.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. River Craycraft deep for Denver. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain night, and it's a good one. Fielded just inside the 20. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos offense taking the field, and the quarterback situation in Denver going to be something to monitor, Charles, as the weeks go by.
Joe Flacco was acquired to be the guy. All right, so there shouldn't be a quarterback controversy, but in the 2nd round of the draft, they did take Drew Lock out of Missouri, who many thought was going to be a 1st-round pick. So people are going to monitor it with the new head coach, Vic Fangio. How are the Broncos playing? Is Flacco up to par? If not, how quickly might they get Drew Lock in? I think it'll be longer than what people might think. What did Vic Fangio say during camp about Drew Lock? He's not a quarterback yet. In other words, pump the brakes. I'm going with the veteran. We'll figure out how Drew Lock plays later.
That throw good for 4. It's second down. The offensive starters now for the Broncos.
And how about Phillip Lindsay's rookie season? Began the year 3rd on the depth chart. Finished it in the Pro Bowl. Not bad for an unrestricted free agent out of Colorado with speed to burn.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Just like that.
Passing play, Flacco. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. The 6th season in Denver now for Emmanuel Sanders after those 4 years in Pittsburgh. And you may recall Sanders tore his Achilles December 5th last year in practice. But before the injury, he was on his way to another 1,000-yard season. Would have been his 4th in his first 5 years in a Bronco uniform. And now at 32 years of age as he tries to return to full speed. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. And here is the Cardinal defense.
Safety DJ Swearinger brings not just athletic ability to the field, he also brings a strong belief that he can get to the football on every snap. An absolutely fierce hitter, you can feel his intensity even when you're sitting down and having a meeting with him prior to the game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On second down, a run with Lindsay. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushed him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsay. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be
Bootleg, Flacco. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Flacco looks to throw. This one complete to the running back, Lindsay. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Flacco on the give to Lindsey. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Tackle made there by Budda Baker.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. This will be caught inside the 10. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. This is Royce Freeman, 2nd-year man from Oregon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know if there's any other way to put it, but that play was blown up right from the snap. How about the guys on the defensive side of the ball? It's almost like they were in the offensive huddle.
Yeah, it's one thing to stand him up from that 1-yard line. Pushing him back to the 5, though. Wow.
Yeah, I like what you just said there. Not just stand them up, but they end up making a play on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
They'll run. Here's Janovich, the fullback. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A 5-yard touchdown run. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point from McManus is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cardinal offense heading back out a 3rd straight year, 3rd different coach. So now it's an air raid offense under Cliff Kingsbury, who comes up from the college game. How do you think that system and this young quarterback, how's all this going to work in year 1?
It's going to be interesting, and the offensive line has to come along. But you like where they've started, and you also like the commitment. Drafting Kyler Murray to be the quarterback. That's what he does and does well. They surrounded him with talent in the draft at the receiver position, and Larry Fitzgerald's there. So that's a great building block for the Arizona Cardinals. So I can't wait to see how it all turns out. This is going to be a whole lot of fun for me.
By the way, totally tangentially, how do you think Kingsbury looks down there on the sidelines?
I think he looks great. I mean, don't forget, this was a guy who was nicknamed Coach Handsome while he was the head coach at Texas Tech.
So you're saying you're pleased with where we're at?
Totally pleased with where we're at.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Throwing is Murray on third down. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. First down, Murray. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
We got 4.
To throw again on second down, Murray. And his throw here's incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks, don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Well, we got a moment here on the possession change. You know, it was a tough offseason for the Broncos organization. Their longtime owner, Pat Bowlen, passed away back on June the 19th, a little more than a month away from his induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
And remember John Elway, who played for the Broncos during the time Pat Bowlen took over the team and won the Super Bowls with him as the owner. He spoke eloquently of him and actually lovingly. And remember that Super Bowl, the first one that the Broncos won there with Elway? What did Pat Bowlen say at the ceremony when they gave him the Lombardi Trophy? This one's for John. So you can tell that their relationship was pretty darn special. So, you know, it's unfortunate, the loss of Pat Bowlen, but he'll be long remembered in the NFL and, of course, in Denver.
And after they won Super Bowl 50, didn't John Elway say something back to Pat?
He certainly did. He grabbed the trophy there because, remember, John Elway now is running the team and said, this one's for Pat. Pretty good symmetry there.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Galvin away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Flacco. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack by Terrell Suggs.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsey. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Here's Flacco. And he's going to go down again. Corey Peters. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Second-year punter Colby Wadman out there now for the Broncos. Deep for the Cardinals, Christian Kirk. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. It's taken to the 26. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They begin the drive with Johnson.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down. Going to get this to his rookie. That's Andy Isabella. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Fitzgerald's got it right side. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. And he's got his man. It's the tight end, Clay. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Nice pass that time by the #1 pick, Kyler Murray. Also drafted 9th in the Major League Baseball draft. He's the only person ever to be taken top 10 in both sports. Go back to his Allen High School days in Texas. He was 42-0 as a starting quarterback. Freshman year, he was at Texas A&M, then the transfer to Oklahoma, sat behind Baker Mayfield. Then his opportunity came last year. Boy, did he make the most of it. Won the Heisman Trophy and led the Sooners to the college football playoff. A gain of 10, first down, Arizona.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Murray now, 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have been fooled.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Escaping the pressure right. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Out of the gun, here's Murray. The quick slant caught. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. They get the tackle, Marcus Gilbert, 2nd-round pick back in 2011 out of Florida. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, here's Murray. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On 4th down, here's Zane Gonzalez for the Cardinal field goal. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Set to start another drive, Joe Flacco and the Broncos. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go!
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Flacco going to bring up the Broncos 1st and 10 at their own 26. Second half starts with a run by Lindsey. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
We got three.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Flacco, and that's complete to the tight end Hireman. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give, running right, Lindsey. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Corey Peters there to bring him down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Phillip Lindsay. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Flacco. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 13-yard line.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
On 1st down. It's Lindsey, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Flacco. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Flacco. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. And McManus able to put it through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10, kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Murray now on first down. And an alley to run. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Well, we know that Murray can run the football. He rushed for 1,000 yards during his final year at Oklahoma, better than 7 yards per carry. And Cliff Kingsbury says, I trust him running the football. This is a guy that has known his quarterback since 2012 when Murray was a sophomore in high school. Kingsbury was in the OC at Texas A&M. He would go on to take the Texas Tech job, but the two maintained a great relationship. Both are from Texas, both quarterbacks, and both with fathers heavily involved in their football careers. With Cliff Kingsbury, he trusts his quarterback implicitly. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
False start, offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. Murray with a third and long. Screenplay, Johnson. And he's got room. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Flacco going to bring up the Broncos 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. To pass, Flacco. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Flacco leaves to Lindsey on the draw. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
I got you. Gotcha.
Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 37. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Flacco. Left side here to Sanders. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Flacco looks to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Lindsay. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Wait. Ready. Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you.
And again, it's Flacco to throw. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 26. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Wait. Ready. Got double time. Double time. 3 down.
On first down, Flacco. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Flacco will come to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now it's Flacco. This will be caught at about the 6. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They go pass again with Flacco. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. from 3 yards out. And the Broncos push further out in front.
I think it's easy to say mission accomplished on that drive. The goal was to increase the lead. They did exactly that.
Now McManus for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. A 10-play drive that time, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing on first down is Murray. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The sack there by Bradley Chubb. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Over the middle and caught by the tight end Clay. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Murray now to throw. Left side here, caught by Clay. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Murray. Man open right side, it's the tight end Clay.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, Murray. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Looking to throw again on second down. Murray. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Murray going to lead his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. To throw is Murray. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Again, they'll throw with Murray. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, 3rd down.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing again, Murray. Able to find Isabella. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. First down now, but the clock continues to move. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Draymond Jones in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And now look at him go. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
McManus now for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.